Are you hurt? Let me take a look. You came at a good time. There is something you can help me with. According to my patient records, there are a few that haven't come for their follow-up visits. Have you heard of the complex illness? Generally speaking, mutual aid societies like these allow patients to share their experience. I've got a few patients who have started refusing treatment since joining the society. It certainly makes you... And the most suspicious part is that no matter how much I ask, no... That won't be necessary, but it will help if you pretend to be a patient. Help me investigate this so-called mutual aid society and find out exactly what they're up to. If I find out they're preventing me from doing my job, or if they're bringing harm to my patients, I won't just sit on the sidelines. Can I entrust you with this task? This little clinic has huge numbers of patients to deal with every day. If I did good luck, I'll be sure to thank you properly when you're back.
You. I've seen you in the clinic. You run errands for Natasha, right? Your cover? What? Let me guess. What's the use? Of course not. I read it in a book. Every book I read has descriptions that match my symptoms exactly. I can diagnose myself with a dozen incurable people in my situation. What else is there to say? You think I need you to tell me? Dr. Vash... Natasha's brother? They both used to practice medicine back in Rivertown. I heard he was a top student from the Overworld Medical Academy. Bellabog's main hospital wanted him. I have no idea what convinced him to set up down here. What do you mean? Dr. Vash was a people's doctor. He handed the underworld is always short on medical resources. You think I don't want to? I heard that he passed away. I should keep my voice down. Don't go... I heard that Natasha had something to do with Dr. Vash's death. They say she was jealous that her brother had stolen. It's just something people were saying. Forget I said anything. Since Dr. Natasha sent you over specially, I'll do her a favor. I'll go to the clinic for my follow-up a little later. Bye for now.
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to money issues. I should find another patient to talk to.
What was that? Oh, you'll have to be loud. Ah! Follow. Natasha's... but at this age, it's rather a lot to bear. Not for youngsters like yourself. My husband had the same illness as me, but he never touched the medicine. Then, one day, he was forever saying he wanted to go before I did. I miss him. Now that he's gone, who cares how long I stick around? Do you think so? Wouldn't he want... Okay, you win. Did you want virtual who? All right. right. I heard you.
Avoiding a follow-up visit because of her husband. I should find another patient to talk to.
Why haven't I gone for my follow-up visit? Are you a patient too, or did Dr. Natasha send you over? You should head. I don't need Dr. Natasha's help now. Tell her to save her worries and medicine for other people. A dispute? No. She's the only kind-hearted doctor in the Underworld. I just don't really approve of her methods, that's all. She tries to save everyone, which means she can't. Miners like me don't have time for lengthy treatments. If I can't take something and get right back to work, I may as well lie down and wait for death to come knocking. Did you, know Dr. Vash? His wonder medicine is cheap, and the results are immediate. You just need to be willing to take a little risk. Dr. Vash's medicine is different. Lots of people make a full recovery after taking it, even knowing the risk. When life forces you to the edge for people like us. A slow and forget it. What? Listen up. The Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society is still selling that medicine. I can tell you, you must not tell any of this to Dr. Natasha. You hear? If you break the rule, here, take this. It's the address. A final warning. Do not reveal.
I know where to find the wonder medicine. What should I do next? That patient didn't want me to tell Natasha about this. Should I listen to him?
Well, are you hurt? Let me take a look. So the Mutual Aid Society found Vash's research results, and now they're selling. Any organization doing something like this is interested in more than just... As a doctor, I don't accept that. I'm responsible for their well. What Vash left behind is nothing more than reagents and I warned the patients countless times, but seems like they had their... Thank you. Those patients weren't exactly singing my praises. Thank you for having faith in me. If you're curious about Vash's wonder medicine,
Some people say that Dr. Vash was a saint who came from the overworld to help those in people's doctor. That's just what people who've... The hard truth is that, of course, I can...
The medicine Vash left behind? That stuff... Can you even call it medicine? I know Dr. Natasha's here, but he may have had the key. If it were you, would you have taken that medicine?
well, are you hurt? Let me take a look. I still haven't worked out how to convey it to you. The issues surrounding Vash. My relationship with him. The things he's done in the underworld. I'm guessing you've heard a lot of different opinions on Vash. What do you make of him? I want you to go and visit another patient, a victim of the wonder medicine. I want you to see the real consequences of abusing that medicine. Once you've understood her situation, come back and tell me what you think.
Who are you? Who? And where's my husband? Where are they? You don't know. Where?
Come over here, child. That poor lady. Oh, not terribly serious, but in order to try and rid themselves of the ailment once and for all, the two began to suffer terribly, such that death became from that moment on. Oh, she became as you see her now. And yet, what more could have been done? They were warned about the medicine. Talking about it tired.
Are you hurt? Let me take a look. Did you speak to her? By the look on your face, I'm assuming you've come to understand the wonder medicine all too well. Be it Vash or the Mutual Aid Society, forces like... Let me tell you a story. There was once a brilliant overworld doctor with unmatched pharmacy. The doctor was set on developing a medicine that would steel the human body against the cold. But his research met with obstruction time and time again, the biggest factor being a lack of test subjects. Tampered as such, the doctor got in touch with his sister in the underworld, claiming that naturally, his sister was overjoyed. After all, as far as medicine, she brought her brother underground and entrusted him. I think you know what comes next. Issuing free medicine to the needy was just Vash's way of conducting experiments. On some level, his reagents were able to alleviate the patient's suffering, but nothing more. They would... The result? Patients with mild illness would attribute their recovery to the so-called wonder medicine. I cannot accept that their fate was simply the result of misfortune. That's why I want you to help me recover all the... Thank you. This will be hard for the people that have come to rely on the wonder medicine, but it's up to us to remove this false hope. You mustn't hesitate. Recover every last reagent that Vash left behind. I'll take responsibility for the consequences. Don't worry about that. Go. I'll be waiting for the good news.
Stop right there. Who are you trying to... She's after our medicine. Men, look like...
Fighting is meaningless.
I want to protect everyone too. Help me, Mr. Sora. You're annoying. I hope I helped.
Well, look who we have here. Your reputation precedes you outside. You listen here. I'm the president of the complex illness. Poor the underworld is my mutual aid system. Seems like you're fine, seeing as you came. Men, seize the medicine.
My turn! Gotta try hard. Watch this awesome move!
You won't get away. I have something for you.
Annihilate.
No interesting.
Blast it! What did we ever do to you? Why are you taking away our moneymaker?
Moneymaker? So you admit it then? You're not in this to see.
What are you doing here?
Selling fake medicine with false kindness. I have a responsibility to protect the well-being of my people.
You can't save everyone. The underworld is...
You're right. I can't save everyone alone. But if I must, the debt that Vash owes to the underworld.
So stubborn. In that sense, you're...
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Your actions today. I'll find a way to dispose of Vash's leftover reagents. Next time, let's go back to town.
Don't worry, Mr. Svarog. We'll be safe here.
Uh-oh. It looks like the patients have surrounded Natasha. Let's hear what...
What are you saying, Doctor?
Correct. That medicine is your ailments need rational, scientific treatment.
Rational and scientific, huh?
How dare you speak to the...
Ma'am, please, think for a moment. How can you still be siding with her?
I understand your anger, but as your doctor, I ask you to trust my judgment. I will find a way to access more medical resources and help you through your struggles. If I must, I'll get help from the surface.
The surface? I almost...
Have some respect for Dr. Natasha.
If it's respect she wants, she better find a replacement for the wonder medicine fast. I'm out of here.
I wish you all a journey that is free of illness. Oh, you're here. I'm okay. If I were in his shoes, I may well have had the same reaction. Now let's leave it for now. Now's as good a time as any to tell. If there's anything you want to know, don't... No, but I used to think we were so close that we may as well have been. I, actually grew up in the orphanage. My adoptive mother always saw me as her own flesh and blood. And Vash loved me like... My adoptive parents belonged to a prominent medical family. As kids, he was gentle and introverted. But whenever I made a mistake in an experiment, he'd bite my head off. And then a while later, he'd apologize and comfort me. He was... I didn't know he had leftover reagents in Rivet Town. I wish if you fail to make a clean break with the past... That's a long story. He saw the human body's vulnerability to cold as a disease. And I do admire his vision and perseverance. I knew his research in the overworld wasn't going well, but I was too young to know what long-term frustration could do to a person. During his stay in the underworld, he met patients affected by fragmentum corrosion. He began to... Those reagents of his aren't cure-alls for critical illness. But behind my back, he had been doling out the reagents to residents who were kept in the dark. Indeed. And it all happened under my nose. When his experiments were exposed, I spent a long time with Oleg. This was shortly before the underworld was sealed off. In the end, Oleg suggested that we banish him and permanently deny. Had his victims found out the truth, Vash would have been torn to pieces by Furious. I hope so. The day I learned the truth was the day I no longer recognized my brother. Oleg and I took Vash to the overworld. He made his final request to us, to take him outside the city to the snow plains he'd always wanted to conquer. His figure gradually disappeared into the snow curtain. I've been telling myself that Vash is dead ever since. Forgive me. I'm not good at telling stories. Vash was a terrible brother and a worse doctor. That's all you need to know. Let's call it a day. Thank you for cleaning up the mess my brother left behind. Here, for your trouble.